Good morning. Our last session of Called to Be Light. And so I just want to let you know that this sheet for today, it's either salmon colored or white, but this is our last retreat sheet. And also to remind you, if you haven't already, please fill out an evaluation form. I've brought these forms up to each floor, and there's also copies on the back table. It will help us to grow this annual retreat. Thank you.
Good morning. I got all emotional when Carol said this is our last. I find lasts difficult. Matter of fact, when I read a novel, I have to isolate myself for the last 4 pages because it's the ending, and I'm saying goodbye to the characters in it. We all have our crazy ways, don't we? But anyway, this is our last. And I was reminded this morning, or I've been remembering the fact that you all are renewing your vows today. Is that correct? Yeah. Do you do that every year? Yeah. Wow, that's wonderful. It reminded me of my parents when they celebrated their 50th anniversary. The priest invited all of us to come up around the altar with them. So my siblings, there's 7 of us, all walked up and circled my parents. And the priest said, "Are you ready to renew your vows?" My parents didn't say a word. They were just looking at each other. And my brother got nervous, and he said, "Mom, Dad, you're not changing your minds, are you?" It was a comic relief, but later, when we asked our parents what happened, my mom said, "We were just looking at each other, looking back over the years, and wondering what the mystery of tomorrow will be." If this time, in the video yesterday, Kevin McCormick said, "If this time has taught me anything, it is that the tiny speck in this wide and wonderful universe that we occupy is both wonderful and wondrous. And if we allow it to, the beauty around us can help unlock the beauty within us." We know it is typical and normal at this time of our lives to review the places we've been, the people we have served, the companions who accompanied us along the way, the people we have studied with, lived with, partied with, and prayed with. It is typical for us at this point to do a review, to look back over the years along our long and wonderful way, and to celebrate with thanksgiving the grace of God within us and the grace of God working through us. When we were younger, a woman's place was in the home. Am I right? Yeah. But you, dear sisters, answering God's call, putting one step in front of the other with love, trust, and courage, helped us give new meaning to a woman's place is in the home. You helped make the whole wide world our home, expanding hearts, vision, love, light, hope, and possibilities to people not only in this country but around the world. You've given new meaning to a woman's place place is in the home. And we just happen to have a video that celebrates that. See yourselves in it and celebrate all the wonderful things that you have done and accomplished through the years.
I am a woman. I am a woman. And my place is in the home. And my home is a whole wide world. We are world shapers, we are change makers, we are potters spinning clay, we are dreamers of a new day. We are asking questions, we are opening up the door, we are searching, finding answers, we are wisdom seeking more. Rabbi I am a woman, and my place is in the home, and my home is a whole wide world. We are world shapers, we are change makers, we are potters spinning clay, we are dreamers of a new day. We are asking questions, we are opening up the door, we are searching, finding answers, we are wisdom seeking more. Rabbi, singer, teacher, professor, poet, preacher, driving buses, styling hair. We are everywhere. We hoping the heart. We are dreaming in the dark. We are weaving at the loom. We are the rhythms of the moon. We are world shapers. We are change makers. We are tenders of the earth. We are women giving birth. We are packing lunches. We are sewing the clothes you wear. We are sleeping on park benches. We are kneeling down in prayer. Doctor, dancer, scientist, carpenter and journalist, telling stories or rocking chairs. We are everywhere. We are women. We are stirring the pot. We are keeping the fire hot. We are holding a child's hand. We are the rhythms of the land. We are world shapers. We are change makers. We are potters spinning clay. We are dreamers of a new day. We are laughing, crying. We are taking the time to play. We are singing. We are sighing. We are making our own way. Politician, volunteer, refugee and engineer, in the streets and on the air. We are everywhere. We are world shapers. We are change makers. We are potters spinning clay. We are dreamers of a new day. We are rule breakers. We are homemakers. We are healers of the earth. We are midwives at the birth. We are women, and our place is in the home, and our home is a whole wide world.
We are homemakers, and we are doing our best across our home in the whole wide world. Thank you for your presence in the whole wide world, for all of us, and for all that you do, making a woman's place in the home, the whole wide world, and in so many, many ways. Wow, the places we have been. However, at least for me, I'll speak for myself, though I feel still that I am on fire, something like this makes me feel on fire to be out there and doing. But I must honestly admit, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. I have to acknowledge I can't do what I used to be able to do in many ways, on a lot of levels. Probably some of you may feel that way too. Joan and I had just been talking about we might have to move because the stairs are difficult. It's all the practical things at this point in life that I need to look at and to come to peace with. I can't be out there as a world shaker, but I can be wherever I am in the moment, doing what I can do in the moment, in blessing and reaching out in love. I think in these years, at least for me, we've been called to slow down. And for some of us, even though COVID was not a happy thing to live through, it did slow us down and helped us to reevaluate and look. It has called us to relax, catch our breath, look around with the same love and commitment and faithfulness, and do what we can do to love and light the way for others. May God continue to bless us and show us the way.
Thank you, Maureen. What we'd like to do this morning is kind of have a member review for, okay. All right, I'll try it again. What we'd like to do this morning is, remember Review for Religious? Remember that magazine? We're going to have a little, we used to call Leftovers Review for Religious when we served them in the house. Okay. We'd like to do a short review of what we have attempted to provide for you during this retreat. And so we have a little PowerPoint that we put together just to kind of go through the experience of the week. As you know, Maureen and I said we spent most of the summer preparing for this retreat. We did some pretty focused study. We had a lot of conversations, and we decided that we would focus on the readings of the day, the Gospels of the day. So that's what we did every morning. We focused on the Gospel of the day. So the first week, we had the Gospel of the Rich Young Man, and we reflected on Jesus' compassion for the young man. And as Maureen kept reminding us, he was not ready, not yet. And we don't know what happened next, but we know that Jesus was very compassionate toward him and his discernment. The second gospel was the one with all the cautionary tales about riches and the camel trying to get through the eye of the needle. And that was a gospel that was calling us to live simply with enough and find happiness in the enough, however we describe and experience happiness. The next morning was the gospel of the workers in the vineyard, and we reflected on the generosity of the landowner, God's generosity. And we also looked at all the yeah buts that come after that gospel. It's not fair. And sometimes the yeah buts come from self-centered interest, but sometimes, as we clearly saw in that video, the yeah buts are confronting unjust systems. It's not fair. And we try to do what we can do to correct those systems. The fourth gospel was the call of Nathanael, sitting under the fig tree. And we reflected on Nathanael's discernment and our call to ongoing discernment, that we're always discerning something. Today's gospel will be on the Great Commandment. And what a beautiful gospel for you to renew your vows, your commitment. And I think it's a perfect summary of our days of retreat. But all of these gospels are calling us to love God, to love ourselves, and to love our neighbors. The Great Commandment. Now, in the afternoon sessions, we selected topics which we thought were appropriate for all of you as you are in this stage of your life. And we used the wisdom of Dr. Seuss, and we flipped the title of Oh, the Places You Have Been, very creative description of a life journey. Of course, it wasn't very inclusive of women. Did you notice that? The language and the people in it. But we flipped it to all the places you have been by Dr. Seuss, not the places you're going, but reflecting on the places you have been. And in the many years that you have lived your religious life, you have experienced many losses and have had much to grieve. So we, under the direction of the Mother of Sorrows, we took a look at grief, and we asked the question, how do we accompany one another in the midst of loss? The next afternoon, we focused on, I think it's the next one. Whoops, I skipped one. Let me go back. Yes. We focused on seeing, and the concept of seeing not just with our eyes, but with our intuition and memory, and how we see with the eyes of love. And one of the ways that Maureen and I prepared for this retreat, we took an online course given by Father Daniel O'Leary, who wrote this book, The Astonishing Secret. And we found it extremely helpful in giving kind of a deeper look, a deeper dive into the theology of incarnation. And his tapes might be something you might want to watch as a group, because it's very down to earth and easy to understand. But that helped us to look at this topic of seeing with the eyes of love, and seeing things in some new ways. And then we also looked at the waiting place, which I thought was a very creative description in Dr. Seuss, all the people in the waiting place. And we took a look at the spirituality outlined by Simone Weil. We wait in patient expectation, and that's the foundation of the spiritual life. And we looked a bit about hope being a bridge to meaning, and the importance of hope in our lives. And in that dialogue, we raised up some prophets of hope in the world. We named a few people, and then we invited you to name some of the prophets of hope in your own congregation. And you named some people that are part of your history. And then finally, yesterday, we looked at having an attitude of gratitude and gave some steps for living with gratitude. And here were some of the favorite quotes that we put up. This one by Meister Eckhart, which we think is enough to take with you forever. And then this was Maureen's favorite, about drinking the gratitude of wine. So gratitude is a great segue for us to offer some thanks. So Maureen?
I had to be sure. That particular one that I love is from Rumi. Are you familiar with Rumi, a prophet in the East? He has some beautiful things to say about life, but I thought that one was sweet. So it is my joy to be saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for sharing your home and your hearts and your patience and your hospitality with us these days. Thank you to everyone in the house who cared for us, for all of us, the library staff, the food service, the house staff, and all those in the house, on the house staff, who helped us to find our way around the house. You may not know this, but Joan and I got lost at least 2 times a day trying to get back upstairs. The wrong elevator, the wrong hallway. We never told Carol how lost we were getting, but thank you to the house staff and the people who did help us find our way. We also want to thank the liturgists for adding prayer music to our liturgies. We felt how much everyone reflects the charism of the Sisters of the Holy Cross in love, hospitality, kindness. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm sorry. The quote, the one that Maureen loves so much is, "Gratitude is the wine for the soul. Go on, get drunk." You like that? Okay, so that's a favorite of hers. But we'd like to offer some special thanks to, first of all, to Jeff for his expertise, for his patience, and his flexibility. We would send him emails at 7 o'clock in the morning and say, well, we're going to change this and we want to add this. And he was, okay, got it. So thank you, Jeff. We're very, very grateful for that. And to Carol. And Carol, for all the time she gave us all summer long. We had meetings, we came over here to meet you, we toured, and she gave us a lot of help in preparation for the retreat. She attended to all the details of getting everybody here and reminding everybody to come here. And really, we want to thank you for just being wonderful, Carol. We are so grateful. So we have our final prayer, which is on the sheet. Oh, okay. We can't have a final prayer yet. Now just talk right in there, Carol. Put your mouth right up there.
I've been standing back there all week and motioning, standing up, motion to speak into this microphone here. So on behalf of the Sisters of the Holy Cross, I want to thank Sister Joan Scanlon and Maureen McGrath for their time, their energy, their imagination, their great music and videos. Thank you so much for leading us during this week. It's been the grace you've received, you've given to us. The light you are, you've shared with us. And so the gift here are light for you to share in your home, locally made candles of light, and locally named for like Potawatomi, which is the Potawatomi name in their language for Potawatomi, for the Pokagon band of the Potawatomi Indians, for which this congregation was intimately involved when you first arrived here. So candles of light here, and also just a gift card to a local co-op, organic local co-op, Purple Porch, that you may enjoy. So thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Just one more thing. Surprising thing happened yesterday is that I had an encounter with a Holy Cross sister that we were both, when I was on the faculty at Fort Wright College in Spokane, Washington, back in the early 80s, that our paths crossed there. So that was just an amazing serendipitous reconnection, and I can't wait to continue that conversation that we had because that was a long time ago, and it was a very happy time for me. So thank you. And the other great thing is that we don't really have to say goodbye because we come every Sunday, we see you, and now we will have some real names and faces that we can put with you when we come to church, so we can say hi. Okay. So Let us say together our closing prayer. God of the covenant, confident in your grace to persevere in our promises, we dedicate to you today all that we have and are, all that we will receive and lose. This we ask in the name of Jesus Christ, through whom your promise to our ancestors is filled now and forever. Amen. And we'd like to end with, I am sending you light. That's how we began, and this is how we will end.
I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. No matter where you go, no matter where you've been, you'll never walk alone. I feel you deep within. So I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. No matter what you feel or what you choose to show, I'm always there for you. And so I want you to know that I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I walk the path with you. Go slow, dear one, don't hurry. I'll go just like you need to go. There is no need to worry, 'cause I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you.